Welcome back to the softball action. 1-2 count. There's a changeup called strike three. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. As Brooke Hartman just went down on strikes after a Riley Gore pop-up in the infield. We apologize again. Issues with the Wi-Fi here from USF. But we are back to work. And 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. As Aubrey Ledbetter at the plate now for USF. Michigan trying to send it to extras at pitch high. Ledbetter steps out, takes a practice swing.
Beaubien stepping back into the circle now, checking her wristband, spinning the ball in that left hand.
As she looks in. 1-0 coming, swinging a foul back. 1-1. Beaubien retreats to the circle. He's ready to toe the rubber. One. Swing and a miss. Chased the rise ball up high, did Ledbetter, and now Beaubien 1 strike away from sending this one to extras.
Beaubien looking extremely confident right now.
1-2 the count. The windup, the pitch, bounces on in, 2-2. Michigan and USF locked in a battle. Here the Bulls trying desperately not to fall down. 0-3 on the season. And Michigan trying to go to 4-0. 2-2. The pitch, swinging a pop-up in the infield right to Beaubien. And we are going 2 extras. Tied at 1.
Great feat of pitching there by Beaubien to work herself out of that one. Like you just said, we are going to go to extras. This is going to be Michigan going up into the top of the 8th. Would like, again, to apologize for the inconvenience in the having to start a new broadcast here on WCBN. We had some internet issues here at the USF Rawlings Invitational. Trying to get those sorted out as quickly as we can. Looks like it is going to be Corrick to take the mound again here in the top of the 8th for the Bulls.
Georgina Corrick's gotten through 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks. Both teams have had opportunities to score. Michigan's left the bases loaded once and left 2 in scoring position in a separate inning, and the Bulls had the best opportunity of all to win this game. They had a runner gunned down at the plate with 2 outs. In the top of the 5th, Anna-Marie Bruni had hit a single into the outfield. Maldonado tried to go first to home, and it was a 7-6-2 putout with Hannah Carson applying the tag to preserve this game in a tie. Now Michigan will send their offense back out there. Jimenez, Allen, Overitis. This is the good group of hitters for Michigan to try to snare this lead back.
Yeah, if I'm Michigan coming back into this one, these are the people I want to have up at the plate.
Jimenez today 1 for 3 in this game. Allen 1 for 3 as well. So is Overitis, combined 3 for 9, but they have 3 of Michigan's 5 hits. And you get the sense someone's going to need to hit an extra base hit, something in the gaps or obviously over the wall for Michigan to break through. Carol Hutchins goes out, takes her spot at the third base coach position. And Jimenez squares to bunt, drops it down. That's a pretty decent one, but thrown out pretty easily as Lexi Blair moves on down to third, because we are playing with the tie-breaking rules where a runner starts on second for Michigan. So 1 out. Of course, that does not apply in conference play, does not apply in the NCAA tournament. It's only in these non-conference games, in the tournaments where they try to speed these games up. So Michigan already with the runner on third, 1 out. Lou Allen is a pretty darn good hitter to have up in this situation, and that's why USF's going to intentionally walk her. Try and get to Morgan Overitis.
Yeah, if you are Michigan, though, you'd love to have somebody at third base like Lexi Blair.
Pitch out, 2 balls, and this next one will be number 3. Allen will get ready to take her base.
Lou taking her time up there, watching this one. Oh, I wonder what that'll be. That's ball 4.
So Lou heads on down. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Morgan Overitis. She stroked a single into right field her last time up. Anything in the outfield probably scores Lexi Blair here. It's all about hitting for contact, and Audrey LeClaire is going to head out to first, and you have to think Michigan's going to try the double steal at some point in this at-bat.
Yeah, if I'm Overitis, I'm taking that one as an insult. That USF would rather throw to me rather than Lou Allen. Overitis is going to be looking to do some damage here, looking to make that one hurt.
Carol Hutchins conveying the pinch runner to the home plate umpire. LeClaire down there at first. Ledbetter, the catcher's got to be aware of the potential.
Has some Let's Go Blue chants going on from right below us here.
Corrick's first pitch, a called strike, 0-1. Michigan, to my knowledge, did not get in any extra inning games last year that invoked the tiebreaker rules. They did 2 years ago in the Austin tournament. And a game, I believe, against Virginia Tech. 0-1. There's a strike on the outside edge. Really nice pitches there from Georgina Corrick, just painting the edges.
Overitis going to have to get after anything close here. Can't strike out looking in a stressful situation like this.
0-2 the count. She's hit a lot of balls hard today. Needs to do that here. 0-2, she swings, loops this one into shallow left field. A run scores. And Michigan takes the 2-1 lead. 2 runners on and 1 out. And of course, USF will get a runner on to start the 8th, so the bottom half. So you need to get more runs on the board than just this one.
Yeah, absolutely, but that one you love to have.
Yep.
That's exactly what I meant by Overitis, making that one hurt. They disrespect you like that, saying they'd rather throw to you than to Lou Allen. You come out there and knocking an RBI single. Love that from Overitis.
Loops it into left field. Now 2-1 Michigan on top. 2 runners aboard, 1 out. And now looks like we're going to have potentially another pinch hitter. Uden was supposed to come up, but I think Hutch is going to pinch hit Taylor Bump. And she will. Taylor Bump in her last at-bat of the day was against Florida. She hit a 2-run bomb after about a 10-pitch epic. Now Corrick's got to be careful.
Yeah, this is in fact Taylor Bump stepping back into the box.
Bump at the plate and Carson on deck. This is a good order of hitters for Michigan to try and juice some more runs out of this inning. First pitch high and outside. Corrick now over 105 on the outing. Still plenty in the tank, you'd think. This is who USF wants out there in the circle, facing these Michigan hitters who have finally gotten another run up there with some help from the tiebreaker rules. 1-0, Taylor Bump takes it for a called strike. This next one will be 1-10 from Georgina Corrick as we are at the 7:45 hour. 2 hours in the books. This has been a pretty quick game, so we're already in extras. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Michigan, 1 out, 2 runners on. 1-1 pitch. That's up high, 2-1.
Great set of eyes up there from Taylor Bump, leaving that one.
Her plate discipline has been terrific here in the USF Rawlings Invitational Tournament. Steps back in. Corrick winds up, delivers the 2-1. It's a good frame there, 2-2. Ledbetter pulling it down ever so slightly into the zone, and now Bump's going to have to swing it.
Yeah, excellent frame. You could see that one from up here. Caught it on the outside corner, pulled it back towards the middle. Bump's going to have to get after this one with 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch coming from Corrick.
Pitch, and Bump smokes this one into left field. And Hutch is going to hold the runner at third, LeClaire. That was a smart decision because Leistel came up firing from left field. And that's a situation where Bump hit it so hard, it hurts Michigan's ability to score a runner from second because it got to the outfielder so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. That's the second time that's happened today. Michigan just hitting the ball too hard for their own good. But we love to see Michigan picking it up on the offensive end.
Now bases loaded, 1 out. The Michigan crowd fired up. 2-1 they lead, but you can put 2 more on the board right here. With 1 swing of the bat from Hannah Carson. Carson 2 for 3 today. She got technically a double her last time up. It was a ball in the infield that found its way to the gap. She swings, hits this one right to first base, tap the bag 1, throw home, and they will get the double play. A really well-hit ball to second, and a heads-up brilliant play from Brittany Keene. Tap the bag for 1, throw home, tag applied, and now Megan Beaubien will go out there with the runner on second, and nobody out. Got to think a bump will come from Ledbetter.
Yeah, for USF, it has to. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Now you wonder, Storako pitched earlier today, probably doesn't have a lot in the tank, but you do have to wonder if you would ever think about using her in this situation where you need strikeouts because of the runner on second.
I think if this goes a little bit longer, we might end up seeing Storako, but Beaubien is cooking right now. She held a very good USF team to 1 run through 7 innings. I don't see why you would take her out now.
We'll see who they're going to place on second. Have to think it's going to be someone speedy. It'll be Ledbetter, Maldonado, and Bruni. 8-9-1.
Looks like it's starting with Maldonado.
Maldonado's out there.
According to our stat sheet, Maldonado is going to be the one to start this inning off at bat. And Ledbetter is going to start on second base.
So Ledbetter placed on second. And Maldonado, a small, speedy player, you have to think, obvious bunt here. And then Anna Marie Bruni waiting on deck, the best hitter for USF. Michigan's going to have to earn it up. 2-1, 3 outs to get. And bump. And Allen drawn way in at the corners. Rodriguez will go over to cover third if necessary. Bunt shown by Maldonado, and she fouls it back to the screen. Looked a little timid as Beaubien just fired that one in there.
Yeah, that's huge. That one touching 67 miles an hour. USF, you know the bunt is coming. Michigan is playing it very well. If you're USF, all you need Maldonado to do is get it down. But Beaubien, extremely intimidating there from the mound.
0-1. Maldonado shows bunt again. And she pops it up into the glove of the outstretched Lou Allen for the first out. That's a gift.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. Whenever you're trying to lay down a bunt, you have to get it on the ground. There's 2 things you can't do when you're putting down a bunt. You can't hit it right back to the pitcher, and you can't leave it in the air. You have to get it down on the ground, or else that's what's going to happen.
And now that brings up Anna Marie Bruni. 2 for 3 today. Michigan will draw the infield in again, not necessarily because of the walk, but or the threat of a bump, but because of the threat of the slapper. Bruni takes the first pitch just a little outside.
Good frame there by Carson. Looked good from up here.
1 out in the inning, runner on second. Michigan did a great job to keep her from getting to third as Beaubien pumped him in there and forced a pop-up bunt. Bruni, the lefty hitter. 1-0 on the way. Change-up, dives outside, 2-0. Beaubien not giving Bruni anything great, and if you do have to end up walking her, it's not the worst thing ever. It's really this top of the order is the only part of the order that has threatened Michigan, much like that Florida game.
No, very true. The 1 and 2 hitters both have gone 2 for 3 on the day. And then the rest of the lineup has only tallied in 1 hit total.
Yep. 2-0. The windup. The pitch. Bruni watches that one go right down the middle for a called strike. The Michigan crowd exclaims and cheers. 2-1 the count. Approaching 8 o'clock here in Tampa, Florida. Michigan trying to claw their way to a hard-fought 2-0 day. The Bulls trying to prevent starting the season 0-3. 2-1 count, the windup. The pitch, Bruni pops this one up, but it goes foul off the screen. Now a 2-strike count. Can Bobian find a way to strike out
That's
the
going to be a
leadoff hitter?
huge pitch coming up for Bobian.
Yeah, this is some high-stress softball right here. Everybody's blood pressure elevated, heart racing. Michigan 2 runs on 7 hits. USF 1 run on 5 hits. That runner placed on second. The tiebreaker rules. 2-2 count. The windup. The pitch. Got her! Strike 3 on the outside edge. Boy, oh boy, Steve Gold is in slow motion
really
today.
Making us wait. Really keeping everybody on the edge of their seat. But what a pitch by Megan Bobian. Going back to that changeup, hitting that outside corner. Great location, great pitch to switch that up. Throw the slapper off her tempo.
And now Brooke Leistel, the last call for the USF Bulls. She is 2 for 3 today. Couple singles and a ground out right back to the circle. Now coaching staff coming out, an assistant, and they're going to do a pinch runner for Audrey Ledbetter down at second, as Leistel will try to keep this game alive. Now, here's some question. Do you consider intentionally walking Leistel to get to Piero?
It wouldn't be the worst idea, honestly.
Leistel 2 for 3, and she is a slapper, so you have that risk of putting the pressure on the defense. Whereas with Piero, you have the 0 for 2 on the day and not really that same risk.
Although if you do walk her, you are putting the winning run on base rather than in the batter's box.
Not an easy decision, but they are going to face Leistel. First pitch coming is high and outside.
Carson came up and stared that runner on second right down.
And Bobian shouted something at Carson. Now both Bump and Allen came in to talk to Megan. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, Michigan 1 out away. 1-0 the count. Wind up the pitch. Great changeup on the outside corner. Strike 1.
It's the exact same pitch she struck the last batter out on that called strike 3 towards Bruni. Bobian is dealing right now. She's in her zone.
1-1 count. Megan now at 110 pitches on the evening. The wind up, the 1-1.
Just missed outside with that fastball.
Man, that edge is so close on so many of these pitches. Bobian has hit that edge so often. Sometimes it's a strike, sometimes it's a ball. Didn't get it there. 2-1 the count on Brooke Leistel. Runner on second, 2 outs. 2-1 on the way. And I guess a little high, 3-1. The Michigan bench was cheering, thought they had a 2-2 count, and now groaning as this zone has tightened up against Leistel. Piero waiting on deck. Runner on second, 2 outs. Last call for South Florida.
If I'm Bobian, I go to the changeup here, throw the slapper off her tempo.
3-1 swing and a miss. She
Nice.
just pumped it by her at the fastball, and now 1 strike away. 3-2 the count.
Huge pitch. Everybody in the stadium is on their feet. The Michigan dugout turned around trying to hype up the crowd.
3-2 the count. 2 outs. Runner on second. Bobian looks in at Carson. Ball in the glove. The windup. The pitch. Check swing. She went around. Michigan wins. And Ken Erickson is livid with Steve Gold. I do not know if that was a strike 3. But the home plate umpire made the call, and Michigan escapes 2-1. 8-inning victory over the home Bulls. And the the umpires just immediately vacated the area, and they're going home.
Yeah, they are out of here. Wow. Bobian thought something was going on. She asked for the ball back and started walking back towards the circle.
And now the teams will shake hands. A contentious, tight battle tonight. And, you know, this is a game that USF, yes, they're 0-2, but they were a good team last year. You're facing their ace. And the biggest thing to me is that you knew how angry USF was going to be with the way those first two games went. You have Michigan coming off a high with that victory. Can they keep it up? This was what we call a trap game in sports.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Michigan survived.
Yeah, absolutely a trap game. It was coming off that huge win against Florida. You don't want to take your foot off the gas, and USF obviously isn't a pushover. This was a tough game for Michigan to win, and I'm glad that they came through.
And now Michigan 4-0 on the weekend, 2-1 victory tonight, and they've got one more to sweep the weekend. It'll be against Fresno State tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That game will be also on YouTube as well as 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Any last thoughts?
That's a great day of softball and two very high-quality wins.
Michigan takes it home 2-1. They go to 4-0 on the season. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We're headed out to dinner. Until then, for Charlie Brigham, Alex Drain, Michigan 2, South Florida 1. For WCBN Sports, good night and go blue.